So, Nathan, what's the hardest thing about listening to people? Because we have people all the time tell us that we're really good at that, but what makes that challenging?
Myself.
Yeah, why is that?
You know, it's listening, and being a good active listener is really about shutting up and listening.
Being aggressive?
Yeah,
like New York
listener.
New York listener?
Hey,
You can't make me talk right now because I'm listening to you.
exactly.
Do you ever hold your breath? Are you that intense?
You know, I did that once, but then I woke up in the hospital, so my wife
Right.
said we should probably stop.
All right. Well, that's okay. Because you know what? It sounds like you're really sold out on listening.
Yeah.
You're willing to
Wait,
pay
what?
the price. So typical. So typical.
Yeah, no, listening is, you know, trying to find those keywords and then repeating information back, making sure you heard them
Right.
correctly. You know, some of those simple basics.
Well, I hate to brag, but I've heard you ask questions because you're really trying to get to the bottom of what people want.
yes, exactly.
People call. I have somebody good feedback about you. I've had people say, you know, Nathan really asks a good question. He listens. He asks about details, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Because usually what you get is somebody like a monosyllabic. You know they're reading a script.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever given somebody a wrong answer on purpose just to see if they'll deal with the script?
See if they were actually listening.
I know. Have you ever done that?
Too many times. Too many times.
New York.
What?
What?
Shish kebabs.
Shish kebabs.
Not at all.
Full name, Genghis R. Khan. Okay, thank you, sir. Will that be all for today? Somehow I don't think they were listening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's true. Asking those valuable questions to get valuable answers.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great thing. The listening, and again, same thing as feedback, I think is so important because really in the office, you're the first impression.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Voice of ABR Electric.
I need to switch my voicemail over to that. Thank you for calling ABR Electric.
Please don't. I love your voicemail. You need to watch it or listen to his voicemail message. Fantastic. It'll change your life. Remember World Hunger? This is better.
Steps in the right direction.
That's right. Changing the universe one voicemail at a time. It's our call. It's a higher call.
Yeah. So, I mean, speaking of those, how do you try to listen aggressively? We talked about asking questions.
Well, I'd like to call it listening aggressively because otherwise it's so passive. So passive. It drives me crazy because, you know, somebody's trying to listen to me and I can tell their head, they're listening. You know, how are the Mavs doing today? What's this idiot talking about? Leave me alone. Yeah, exactly. One is I get excited about what the person's talking about.
Yeah, that's
so,
good.
For instance, lighting. Love lighting. So they're talking, all of a sudden I'm thinking of all the lighting stuff, and I start asking questions.
Yeah.
You know, what do you want with this? How is this going to look?
And sharing that enthusiasm just kind of shows that you're passionate about what you do,
Right.
as well as kind of gets them pumped up about the project and what we might be doing for them.
Right. Well, aggressive listening helps people share more.
That's true.
Their people are so used to.
He actually cares.
He cares.
I'm going to tell my whole life story.
I know.
Well, I had Sue at age 45.
That does happen. That's not wrong, by the way. It's okay. But we do charge extra for counseling. No problems.
We have comfy couches, though. It's worth it.
It's worth it. It really is. We're here to change your life.
One voicemail at a time.
Dun, dun, dun. Right there.
Boom.
But for me, it's the excitement because it really encourages people to share. They want to share. I think people are so used to the cynicism and people being so burned out, especially contractors.
Wait, real quick. I'm not good with big words. Cynicism.
It's like things don't matter, or it's just like everybody else.
Gotcha.
So for me, everybody has a story. So the job they're talking to us about is part of that story.
Yeah. Okay.
The electrical work I've been doing for a million years. That's an
He looks
exaggeration.
great. For 11 years.
I just had my 500 millionth birthday. I'm fantastic. The
Only 3 hits later.
didn't need to know that. But the cool part is that the lighting, the job is part of that person's story. Because to me, the electrical work, I love the job, but the electrical work's kind of boring.
Right.
I mean, that's not negative. It's just after the 8,000th can, guess what? They're all the same. But what's cool is the people, their families, why they want lighting. Let's say, for instance, it makes it easy for me to get into that and say, what does this family, what does this person really want? And it's cool, because I do hear a lot of extra information.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised. I meet people and think, oh, this guy looks like, he's an accountant. That's kind of cool. So I have this expectation. Talk to him. Turn out he's an old metal band dude. He's a rocker.
Gotcha.
He starts to loosen up, and his tie loosens up. It's like, dude, I was at this concert in '72. Not who I expected. So to me, that's the listening is anticipating that somebody's going to surprise me.
Gotcha.
The details are really taking notes. It's numbers. I mean, that's doable. It's business.
So if I listened well, what you're saying is you care more about the people and their story and what they're trying to achieve than even the electrical.
Yeah, the electrical's going to happen. It's not. I hate to say this. I'm a master electrician, but it's not rocket scientist. So we'll get it done. But the cool thing is about our approach about people and life generally at ABR is that people are special. People make it worthwhile.
Definitely.
I wouldn't have been pulling.
That's why we're here.
I wouldn't be pulling wires and doing wire nets for the last 20 years if I was going to say this is as good as it gets. Not worth it. There's not a lot of tall buildings in Texas, but I'd find one to throw myself off. It's the people. I have fantastic clients, great stories.
That's true.
It's just a huge, diverse, delightful group of people. I just enjoy being around them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes listening kind of cool.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. On that note, though, too, you had mentioned kind of why we're here and what we're doing and liking people and enjoying people and their stories.
Right.
One of the cool things, because I just started with you, that really caught my attention was I was making business cards, and you told me about like our motto or our mission.
Right.
And I was just like, wow, that's awesome.
Right.
So do you mind if I'm putting you on the spot? Or he's 5 million years old, but he has a sharp memory. Our motto or mission that you shared with me that I put on our business cards.
Yeah. Do it right. Do it right. Have fun and make a positive memory. Do it right, of course, is the reason we're there. Let's get it done and not harm anybody. Have fun is not just with the clients, but for the guys. Is they're going to spend the majority of their waking hours doing this, wherever it is. And making a positive memory is really a marketing issue. There's a lot of competent people in our industry, like in every industry. The problem is people are so forgettable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's the cardinal sin in business is being forgettable.
Gotcha.
And usually it happens because we're all trying to be like everybody else. And nobody cares. Remember that cynicism thing?
Oh, totally.
That's feeding right into that. Just fistfuls of cynicism.
Gotcha.
So to me, when we do jobs, that's part of the thing. Let's do it right. Let's have fun while we're doing it because life is short. And let's make a memory.
Especially when you're working with electrical.
Yeah. Well, there's always death. Sorry, we won't die in your job. Don't worry.